Hello everybody, Jason Lee here again. As we just saw, I don't know how many actually watched this, but as we just saw, Mega Capital G responded to an older version of the gouki deck I built. The fun giant control deck. Well, I've done some fixes since then, and since he's showing it off, and I had a few people asking for the deck list, and I guess a couple new subscribers, I figured I'd show a more updated version. Now, keep in mind, this is like the Gouki Extra Link deck. You run similar engines in the way to get there, except you're more heavy on the Gouki. And instead of going after a sold into Phoenix or Cerberus or whatever, you go into Hill Ogre, which leads you into Giant Ogre. But you kind of pretty much do the same plays leading up as the Gouki Extra Link does. You just don't end with a Gumblar or Extra Link or other bullshit like that. So, okay, this is my updated deck. You will, because you run or really require to have a Gouki in your hand. Sometimes if you don't open up with the Gouki, you may end up losing it. This is not meta. This is casual with maybe barely smidge it towards tier 2, if that's what you want to classify it as. So do not go taking this to a major tournament thinking you're going to win, because you probably won't. But for fun duels, here's the build. Like I said, it's very similar to a standard Gouki Extra Link deck. You're going to run your one bear hug. You don't really want to see this card all too often. But of course, as always, all Goukis that I run, the main ones, when they leave the field and go to the grave, you get a search for any Gouki card except themselves. They're all Earth Warriors and 0 defense. Also, all of them are different levels. Bear Hug is level 6. You'd have to tribute him out, and that's just not something you want to do. You want to normally get him into the grave and then revive him with rematch to get his effect, or special summon him through Suprex to get his effect. His effect is as followed. If this card is special summon by the effect of a Gouki card or normal summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack is half its original attack until the end of the turn, and then of course it gets the search effect. Like I said, you don't want to run multiples of this guy. You want to get him in the grave as quick as possible, and then revive him by other means. You got Run Scorpio. Same concept as Bear Hug. This one's a level 5 with 2300 attack. But he's a little easier to summon if you do draw him, because he can be normal summoned without a tribute if all monsters you control are Gouki, or if you control no monsters at all. And so you can do some engine stuff with them, but obviously you don't want to have multiples in your hand. And it works better if you don't draw the high levels. I then run 2 Super Quantum Red Layers. I run this for the same reason I run 2 Junk Fords. They both can be special summoned if you have no monsters on your side of the field. This allows for, a quick summon, link off. Now, of course, this will not work with not Suprex, but Scorpio, because of the fact they have a monster that's an on-Gouki on the field now, so you can't normal summon it without tributes. Bear Hug can tribute them if need be, but I really don't advise it. Sorry, need a drink. But that's all there. Junk Ford and Red Layer, same concept. I just didn't want to draw multiples of both, so this cuts down the opportunity of that happening. I then run 3 Gouki Suprex, the best Gouki of them all. When he's normal, you can special any Gouki from your hand. Excuse me. Even a copy of himself, plus he gets the search effect. He's the level 4, 1800 attack. He's going to be the one monster that can get Suprex or Bear Hug out from your hand. Otherwise, you're going to kind of need to get him to the grave other ways. I run 1 Goblinberg and 1 Marauding Captain for the same exact reason. I just didn't want to brick with multiples here. The Junk Ford and Red Layer you want to see first turn. You just don't want to see 2 or 3 of the same one. But the Marauding Captain and Goblinberg, they require your normal summon, so seeing two of each or something in your hand, that's not a good hand. So 1 of each. That way it doesn't kind of brick as easily. I then also run, oh, in case you don't know their effect, they both have the effect that when you normal summon them, you can special summon a level 4 or lower monster. The only difference is after Goblinberg does it, he goes to defense. I'm running Captain, you can't attack any, is it other monster? Yeah, your opponent cannot target any warrior monster for attacks except himself. Uh, yes. Level 4, level 3, but levels really don't matter too much in this deck because you're linking away. I got 2 Blue Mountain Butter Spies. I was running 3, found it to be way too bricky. Cut it to 2. It seems to work a little better. Gouki, Meta Gouki have a little easier time because it doesn't matter if they draw Gouki or not. It doesn't hinder their play any because they are going into different routes than I go into. This card cannot be normal summon or set, and special summons itself when you normal summon a warrior monster. And but it can't be used as synchro material, like that's an issue here. Then we got ourselves 3 Gouki Twist card, but this is what makes your Gouki Giant Ogre a beast. You can his effect is, it's a quick effect by the way. You can tribute a Gouki monster on the field, and then target a Gouki, and it'll gain that monster's the tributed monster's attack until the end of the turn. Yes, you can summon him. They try to do something. You could tribute himself off and boost up Great Ogre by 16, or you could tribute off, say, Rescorpio or whatever Gouki and keep Twist on the field, and then because remember, Giant Ogre loves to get boosted. We then run 2 Headbat. Headbat's normally the way you want to search. You want to start your hand off with a Gouki in your hand and a Warrior Extender. You're going to summon the Gouki, or summon the Extender, which special summons the Gouki, or normal summon the Gouki, which special summons the Extender. However it works, get them both on the field. You link them off. The Gouki monster will search Headbat. Is sold, will search any of the 2 level 5s, preferably with Scorpio or Bear Hug. And then you will proceed to do this card's effect. This is the level 2 Gouki, 800 attack. If this card is in your hand, you can send one of the Gouki monster from your hand to the grave, then target a Gouki you control, and special summon this card in defense position. That monster gains 800. This is what kind of allows you to go into Hill Ogre, which then in turn allows you to go into Giant Ogre. You don't want to see too many opening hand, so that's why I limited it to 2. But you do need to see it. So, I mean, it can be searched, but, there's always that chance that things don't work your way. It's good to have a backup. Gouki Octostretch, you run 2 because you need to keep one in the deck at all times. If you draw into both of them, you're kind of screwed on your plays. This card, besides the search effect, is kind of a hand trap, which at times comes in handy, but not really. Against like OTK decks, it kind of can though. If your opponent's monster attacks during damage calculation, quick effect, you can discard this card and the damage you take is halved. Or if your opponent activates a burn effect, you can discard this card and take half. You can only use that effect once per turn, and of course you can search, obviously. Actually, I think there is no limitation on how many times you can hand trap with this card, but the odds of having both, am I right? You want to summon this off of sold, and then Headbat will target it, discard one of the big guys, special summon it, and link into Hill Ogre. That's usually the Hill Ogre targets, is Octostretch and Headbat. Then for other extenders, you run 1 Instant Fusion with, of course, Rajan, the invoked Rajan monster. Yeah, I'm stuttering on my words, but anyway, the Book of Moon motherfucker. Yeah, him. So yeah, you summon him. That's standard for most Gouki builds. Like I said, I took the inspiration from him. 1 reinforcement of the army, obviously. 1 soul charge. Most of them don't run this, but I don't mind giving up my battle phase if it gets my guy out, and hopefully I'm going first. 2 rematches, which you'll normally search off Headbat or Octostretch to get the the party going. Go into Hill Ogre with them. Search. I like to search both copies out, thin my deck out. Then you play rematch, bring it back, and bam, you're off to the races. Reborn, standard. Called by the Grave, you kind of have to. Literally put Ashing or Ogre or any of that shit will screw you up. Forbidden Lance, Ogre likes to have his attack modified, because then he can modify it even more. Plus, this also makes him unaffected by spell or trap, because mass destruction spell or trap, or mass non-targeting spell or trap, really ruins the day. This kind of helps with that. Plus, it also can do some battle tricks with it too. Two Twin Twisters, because why not? A Hornet Drone, not because of Kagari, but it is a warrior token. You're going to summon this, summon one of your level 4 or lower Goukis, and you can link into Isolde, since Isolde don't care if it's tokens. I run one Horn of the Unicorn, the weirdest equip spell you will ever think of running. I've been asked, why don't I run Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, or Deep-Seated Sword, I think is what it's called? Well, very simple. I don't really want to banish my stuff, so I don't want to run Divine Sword. And that Deep-Seated one goes to the top of the deck no matter where it's sent from. Hand, filled, gray, banish zone, deck, whatever. You know, if it's sent to the grave, it'll bounce to the top of the deck, meaning brick later. This card, on the other hand, does not. If it is sent from the field to the grave, it'll go to the top of the deck as the last thing to resolve. So if you draw it, no big deal. Just summon your monsters, equip it, because it'll equip to anyone. It's a generic equip spell. Link off. After you do your searching, it'll go to the top of the deck, and a soul can send it right to the grave. And it only goes to the top of the deck if it's sent from the field. So therefore, it'll stay in the grave, and you won't brick it. You could run two if you want to be able to use her effect twice like that, but I have never really seen the reason to. Then you got three magical midfield breakers, because you need to really get your plays off first turn that you go. Getting him out is kind of your whole focus. It's a castle deck, protect the castle. He's your castle. If you can't get him out, your deck flops. So this stops a lot of hand traps, targeting effects to let you go into him, so that you can proceed to suplex and beat down and, you know, every wrestling move you can think of, freaking Stone Cold Stunner their ass right into victory. And then, of course, I run the two Phantom Knights of Shade Brigadine. Trap, you activate it, becomes a monster. Warrior, you're going to link off, go to Isolde. Standard stuff. Alright, we'll go into the side real quick. I know this video might be long. I apologize for that, but I wanted to explain everything. We got three Prankatops this time around, because going second, he's a really good sixth card. You're going to special summon him in most cases and at least pop something. And as long as it ain't your normal summon, it doesn't hurt you linking, provided you get enough warriors to do so. Also, going second, you are going to want to have Lancia in your deck. And hopefully in your hand, because if your opponent is playing one of those decks like Invoked or, I don't know, Dinos even, Thunder Dragons, you know, the whole thing, you can at least go, no, and shut them off for the turn. Plus, it is a good counter for Evenly Match. Do keep that in mind. You can hold on to that card. Your opponent goes evenly, you go, no, you don't, and it fizzles. You got two Gouki trainers. I found this card to work the best. It's A, searchable. So if you put it in against a deck that has a way of removing your Gouki. Kaijus, Layer Darkness, Mass Spell or Trap Destruction, or non-targeting removal, so forth and so on. You get an empty field, you reveal this guy. He special summons himself, and then the link. Gouki Ogre or Giant Ogre will lose 500 attack, but that's okay because he can boost himself up. His effect's not negated. And while that's out, that card cannot be destroyed by battle as long as you control a Gouki link. He does not have the search effect, but it is kind of like a hand trap of sorts to get your Giant Ogre back. Remember, let's protect the castle. He's the focus. You've got to have ways of getting him back. Besides Monster Reborn and Soul Charge, you needed more ways. There you go. I wouldn't say three because, like I said, it's searchable. A third Twin Twister, because back row heavy decks suck. Rivalry of the Warlord. I hate actually using this card, but I haven't found a better card to use yet. I can go pure warrior, shutting them down. I like having versatility, but if it hurts them bad enough, I'll do it. Period. And then you got Red Reboot. I mean, as much as I hate to run this card because it's, it's probably going to cost me half my life points, but if I can stop their traps and get out Giant Ogre, then I'm okay with that. That's actually not too bad of a deal. Even if they do set some traps that could be a problem, I'm hoping that I have enough of a board to prevent it from mattering. I mean, honestly put, I'd rather just play something like Cold Wave, but, I couldn't because that would hurt me too. Giant Trunade would be great, but continuous spell and traps are a bitch. So, Red Reboot's the only option you got. Now, for the extra deck. Though, by the way, if y'all can think of better side deck cards besides Rivalry and Red Reboot here, I'm all ears. Please list it in the comment section below because I would love better options. Okay, extra deck. 2 Gouki Shadow Ogre. Okay, what does this card do? Honestly put, it doesn't freaking matter. He's a stepping stone and he sucks. You go into him because you have to have 2+ Goukis. Can't run anything else to go into Giant Ogre or any of the other high linked Goukis, so you gotta run him. Though, Dual Power's coming out, and some of the Gouki cards we have yet to get, like Deathmatch and stuff, are in it. And, the same set Deathmatch was in, Jet Ogre was in. Now, for those of you that don't know, this card will totally be replaced. I will look it up. Gouki Jet Ogre. 2 Goukis, which, it's a link 2, be the same way as Hill Ogre. Once per turn, you can target 1 Gouki card you control, destroy it, and if you do, change all monsters on the field to attack position. That effect does not matter. This one does. If this card is sent from the field to the grave, you can make all Gouki monsters you currently control gain 500 attack until the end of the turn. You can only use each of this card's effects once per turn. Okay, now why is that good? Like I said, Giant Ogre likes to have his attack modified so he can modify it more. I can instantly summon him, he'll gain 500, and I can boost him up even stronger for and this is first turn? Okay, but going second? Whoo, that gives me a big beater. And if they don't have the answers for it, they're getting punched in the face. I do run, 1 Nightmare Cerberus. Yes, I do co-link them because it is very easy to do. And, I'll discard a card to pop a card to draw a card. But most of the time, I normally just want to co-link him. And Nightmare Phoenix, which I can also co-link to discard a card, pop a back row. Now, that effect I like using a lot more than Cerberus. But I like to co-link them to Giant Ogre. Because then neither of them can be destroyed by battle or card effects, which protects Ogre from being, regekied. And he'll protect them from being targeted. I'll get into that in a minute. Okay. It's sold, standard play, you know how it works. You're going to summon her, search out one of the high-level Goukis, Scorpio or Bear Hug. You're going to send Horn to summon Octostretch, special summon Headbet by discarding that Gouki, and go from there. She is fodder, nothing more. But useful fodder, might I add. Now, Akashic Magician, you might be sitting there going, why? Well, it just so happens Giant Ogre has left and right arrows, and you're going to normally summon him in the middle monster zone. Well, what is the problem? Well, see, a lot of people find that Borlo Dragon does shit. But Boral Sword, they'll put all their resources into that shit. They will put all their resources into it just so you can, basically get your ass beat, because Boral Sword does hurt the deck. But you summon this and bounce that bitch back to the deck. And it is a way to counter extra deck monsters in the extra monster zone. Where he's at, I can just kind of summon it to either zone. And that kind of helps. But sometimes I'm stuck with this on the field and one of the Gouki. No rematches. What can I go into? Transcode Talker. Now, what does this card do? It requires 2 effect monsters. And it's a link 3. I can easily co-link it, obviously. Okay, while this card is co-linked, it and its co-linked monster gains 500 attack, also cannot be targeted by any card effects. Your opponent can't target him with any card effects. The rest of the effect don't matter. It boosts Ogre and makes him not have to use his own effect to keep him safe from targeting effects. That's great. And he'll be 28 and can't be targeted either. That's good. It's a pretty cool card until they come out with something that can protect Ogre from just battle, or not battle, but card effect destruction. He's a decent option. It'd have to be a Link 3 because sometimes Kashik is kind of dead after I do her effect. Then I run Gouki to Great Org. This is if I go into Hill Ogre or Jet Ogre when it comes out. And then summon usually Headbat to go into this. It'll reduce all monsters on the field by their defense points. All Goukis are 0. Anything else I have in the deck will not be on the field long enough to matter. And of course Links ain't affected by it. They don't have defense points. I do run Gouki, or not Gouki, Nightmare Griffin. This is a good way to get back rematch. If you use it, you can discard a card, reset, rematch, or reborn, or whatever you need. Not the trap, but anything else. And it will shut off your opponent's special summon monsters unless they're linked. So you normally want to summon this to an area where your opponent doesn't have a link monster. Co-link it, get a spell back, maybe kill off their link monster. Then when they try to special summon and use those effects, they won't be able to. That's normally the way you want to go, and if you get this out early enough, it can shut shit down. Of course, this guy, Gouki to Master Ogre, aka The Rock, he lays the people's smackdown and the people's elbow on every single monster your opponent controls. He requires 4, he's a Link 4, 2+ Goukis, but he can attack every monster your opponent controls, strongest one first each time. But that's okay. You kill them off and then attack for game. This card will be replaced when I can afford a Boral Sword Dragon. Keep in mind, this is a real deck. I just don't have a camera to really show it. So, he's a budget replacement for Boral Sword until I can get it. Of course, let's skip Giant Ogre. We'll save him for last. Borlo Dragon, I have him. He's easily enough. Y'all know what he does. 3+ effect monsters. Can't be targeted by monster effects. He can reduce monsters' attacks by 500 permanently, and they cannot chain to it. Plus, if he battles a monster, instead of doing damage, he can just mind control that bitch on over, brain control, whatever. Still it on over to his side of the field, and then that monster can attack, and then during the end of the next turn, it dies. So obviously, this is a link spam deck. You're going to do that. Now, okay, for those who are paying attention still with this long-ass video, I've explained every single way possible that you can get out all the links, especially Giant Ogre. But maybe y'all don't know what Giant Ogre does, because Capital G was a little iffy and kind of messed up some things. First off, it needs 3+ Goukis, and it has Borreload pointing, so arrows, so you can go to the side. You're never going to summon it in the extra monster zone, so left and right is your main zones. And you do the 3 Goukis with rematch and either Hill Ogre or if Jet Ogre comes out. There you go. He cannot be destroyed by battle, so no bullshit with battle tricks. He's unaffected by the activated effects of your opponent's monsters with attack less than or equal to this card. Cap G kept going on a rant. Borreload Dragon can still... No, Borreload Dragon cannot. If they are whatever his attack is, or less, he's unaffected. It doesn't matter. Borreload can attack him till he's blue in the face. He can't use any of his effects because they're both 3,000. And trust me, even if he was weaker, he could bring himself back up because he has a boosting effect. Also, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card, Cap was clear on that one, but forgot to mention and or a monster or monsters this card points to, aka he protects his buddies. Therefore, you get Phoenix, Cerberus, co-linked. He'll protect them from being targeted. They'll protect him from being killed by card effects. And you kind of got a trifecta there. Now, you could extra link there, but I don't. And you really wouldn't have the resources probably either. Now, he will negate a targeting effect, but he does have to give up 500 attack permanently. But that's okay, because it's not once per turn, by the way. And then he has the last effect, which is a quick effect. Once per turn, if his current attack is different, either greater or lower than his original attack, quick effect, make him gain 1,000 to the end of the turn. And this is a quick effect, so I can use it every turn. So even if he does lose, he'll always get stronger. Hence Lance. I make him go to 22, boost him to 32. Now he's unaffected by all monster effects that are 32 or less, and all spell and traps. It's kind of like a subpar masterpiece. And, that's the deck. You saw the duel that I had. Was still learning the deck at the time. I've gone pretty well with getting him out. Give the deck a try, and I will see if I can get some duels for this later. But most people freaking rage quit the second I summon a thing and they see me going for Gokis. If any of you would like to face this deck, let me know in the comment section below. I will try to schedule a time with you on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. And, we can, I can show you what the deck can do. You might win, I might win, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you that you can easily get them out. It's your job to get rid of them. And with that said, I thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out, rock on.